All right, thank you for staying with us. You're watching Business Today with me, Abi Agina. Just a few minutes past half of the hour, and we continue to give you all the action from the world of business. Today being a Thursday, we bring to you a very important segment, and this is the Resident Vet. Today we take you down north, and in the arid and semi-arid regions, camels play an important role in food and nutritional security of the society. But more research needs to be done on ways to improve their growth rate and increase their milk production. In today's episode, our reporter Dr. Paul Kangede talks to researchers from the Meru University working with camels and filed the following report.
Camels are an important source of livelihoods to the communities living in ASAL counties, such as Isiolo. In today's episode of The Resident Vet, we shall be joined by two researchers from Meru University who are doing research on how to improve the milk and meat production in these particular camels, as well as value addition in the wake of climate change. Join us.
With Joshua Remy, I'm an associate professor in food science at Meru University of Science and Technology in the area of food science and technology. We have two projects here. One is on camel milk, which is funded by National Research Fund in Kenya. The other one is a camel meat project, which is funded by World Bank through what we call Kenya Climate Smart Agriculture Program. The two projects is a collaboration between three universities, which are Meru University of Science and Technology, Tharaka University College, and the Jomo Kenyatta University of Science of Agriculture and Technology. We also have KALO, which is Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization, as a partner, and also we have farmers and private processors. Surprisingly, Kenya currently is the leading producer of camel milk in the world, with around 1.125 million tons per year, then followed by Somalia. But unfortunately, in Kenya, there are no commercially processed camel milk products. So in this research, we have been able to develop several products. One of the products we have successfully developed is camel milk yogurt at Meru University. That's available now with a very good formulation with acceptable viscosity. Because one of the challenges in camel milk yogurt is to achieve the viscosity similar to the one of cow's milk. Camel milk is very rich. First of all, it has what we call medicinal properties. Particularly, it's very good for, it's anti-diabetic. It helps to regulate the insulin in the body. It's also very good for kids who are allergic to cow's milk. So it's what we call hypoallergenic. So you can take camel milk without any problem of problems in the stomach or kids developing allergy. In terms of nutrition, it's very rich in vitamin C, which is like 5 times compared to cow's milk. Why is this very important? It's very important because in the deserts, there are no vegetables to provide vitamins. So camel milk provides vitamin C very good. It's also rich in minerals. So it's very good in terms of nutrition. Currently, camel milk is only marketed either through the clans, and very little is distributed to towns like Nairobi, which is not even processed. So the shelf life is very short. So if we are able to extend the shelf life, the farmers are able to accrue more benefits because the milk will not go bad. Currently, they use what they call smoking to preserve the milk, which is not one of the best ways because it's not hygienic. But through pasteurization, through processing of other products, they will be able to extend the shelf life and drive more benefits than they are currently doing. A call to camel farmers would be is that let them start adopting what we can call modern ways of managing camels. I know they believe in traditional way of managing, but if they go that way in terms of production, it will be very low in terms of milk production, in terms of meat quality. But if they adopt veterinary services, better feeding regimes, better management, they will have better yield because camels are very resilient in terms of climate. So they will be able to stand adverse weather. So if they adopt more modern ways of management, they will accrue better benefits from camels.
My name is Dr. Florence Kalimi Viakono, and I'm a lecturer in Meru University of Science and Technology. My research was about I'm trying to look at the factors which can affect camel development, production, as well as reproduction. I started this research during the mating season. You know, camels mate when fins are plenty, and that is after the rains. So I started this research towards the end of December and January when fins were in plenty and camel were in the mating season. So the idea was to use camels that are in milk production. The camels that are calved or have young ones who are 6 months and below, and we divided them into two groups. There was the experiment group and the control group, whereby in the control group, we relied on just what they were feeding in the field. For the experiment group, we supplemented them gradually with a feed which is constituted from crop residues and locally available materials. We introduced the feed gradually as we were monitoring the milk production, whether there were changes in milk production, and we were also monitoring the mating. You know, the parameters of reproduction. In the parameters of reproduction, one of them is the mating. You know, unless the animal comes on estrus and is mated, of course there will be no reproduction. And we're monitoring the animals that are being mated, and later we are going to confirm the pregnancy using the available combination of many methods. We are going to confirm the pregnancy. And the idea was to check whether if we can change the diet of a camel, especially during that period of production, whether it can have an effect on production and also on the reproduction. And we have done it for 3 months. We are supplementing the experimental group with about 3.5 kgs of a well-constituted feed, having high energy, protein, and other balance. And we have just finished doing that, and we are having some preliminary results. Just part of a preliminary result which we have noticed is that the supplemented group of camels were able to come on estrus earlier than the group which was the control. The other thing that we have noted is that by the 3rd week, the supplemented group increased the milk significantly by the 3rd week, while the other group, the lactation curve steadily went down. Rather, they were reducing the milk gradually with that time. So the recommendation here is that the pastoralists, the people who rear camels, can have a plan and conserve fins using locally available materials and also crop residues, which sometimes in the agricultural areas are just left in the farm to decompose and become manure. So they can make use of that, get them, and mix with the things like acacia ponds, plus combination of other elements, the minerals and the salts. This can improve production as well as reproduction. So the same can be embraced in the local communities who rear camels. And so this can have an effect on production. The demand of camel milk is very high. Like today, I've been told that a liter of milk is going for 150 Kenya shillings, almost equivalent to the petrol, which is now becoming a rare commodity.
In Egerton University, what they were trying to look with were looking at various parameters. One was the population isn't growing, and the camels, they browse on very vast areas. Is it possible to have camels in tethered, what we call zero grazing? Can we zero graze the camel and still get the, because from literature and even in tradition, the camel milk is medicinal. So this medicinal nature, we believe, is gotten from the fast feeding on all giraffes, trees everywhere. So that one was to try and establish, can we have a zero grazing unit for camel, which can also serve a peri-urban area and still maintain the qualities of medicinal and also by also providing the second one was, we have yogurt, we have mala, we have all these other many products from milk, from other animals. Is it possible also to have the same from the camel?
As we have heard from Dr. Karemi and Professor Aremi, it is important for camel farmers in ASAL counties such as Isiolo to embrace modern ways of keeping camels so that the camels can produce more milk and grow faster, so that the farmers at the end of the day can have more money into their pockets. Reporting for KTN News, I'm Dr. Paul Kangede.
Quite some fascinating insights in that edition of The Resident Vet. Many thanks there, Dr. Paul Kangede. Catch him every Thursday, where you get to be schooled when it comes to matters that touch on the veterinary space. Well, let's go now to some regional news. And drought has displaced hundreds of thousands of families and forced more than 600,000 Ethiopian children to leave school. Aid Group Save the Children has built centers near displacement camps so children can continue their education. Linda Giver